All right. What we're talking about today, first, I'm Ted Wood, and what we're going to talk about today is the very fact that the WNBA is doomed unless President Donald Trump himself saves it. And Caitlin Clark knows this. All right, I'm going to get into proving what I just said. Let's start with the refs. That's the one thing that could change to some extent what I'm talking about, in that the refs, if they keep doing what they're doing to Caitlin Clark, you got to realize, people, that what they're doing is cheating. And that's fine if they get away with that, but the bottom line is that whenever you cheat, especially if there's the betting community is involved in any of this stuff, if you know what I mean, and make no mistake about it, they are, at least to some extent. All right, so if you look at what they're doing and what could happen to them, the long arm of the law decides that what they're doing is cheating. They could end up in jail. Bottom line, that's it. I'm not going to talk more about the refs. Let's start talking about Kelly Krauskopf with the Indiana Fever. She's the boss at this moment. And let's talk about what's gone wrong there. Number one, she does not understand the concept of Caitlin Clark. She doesn't want her team to be run by Caitlin Clark. Why do you think she hired all new management right down to the coach? She wants it to be equal. The players are equal to some extent. Well, that doesn't work. It never worked. I mean, that's not what people are looking for. Why do you think in the Worldwide Wrestling Federation, why do you think they hit their opponents with chairs and throw them out of the ring and stuff like that? People want to see something exciting happen. Now, the NBA itself has lost, estimates are from at least 7% to as high as 10%, maybe even more. Their audience is gone. And that's a big number, people. That's a lot of money that you're talking about. So make no mistake about it. The possibility is, whenever you borrow money, and especially if it's coming in on a regular basis or that you have a budget, any of you who ever had a budget in business, what's a budget? It's a number. You sit around a meeting and they give you this budget and then they take it away. They don't give it to you. The very, very likelihood that the NBA is no longer going to support the WNBA, I could almost guarantee it. It's just a matter of when, and sooner probably rather than later. So that's going to be a problem. When I'm talking about being doomed, I'm talking about that. And I'm talking about the fact that these people don't get it, that having Caitlin Clark, forget about the fact that Caitlin Clark is only one person. Anybody who's ever read the Bible understands that to those that have, more shall be given. Now, if you don't have it, what you think you have will be taken away from you. If you don't treat her like she's really yours and that you care about her, she will be taken away. And I don't mean that as a maybe. You could guarantee it. Now, Caitlin played in Iowa because that's where she grew up. That's where she lived. That's where her family was. She's happy to be in Indiana because it's close to her family. She don't want to go to Europe. She doesn't want to start her own league, although she may be forced to do one of those kind of things. So, and they're kicking her, booting her, and throwing her to a fan in the stands, so to speak, if you know what I mean. They're really making a mess of it, okay, at all levels. If we go to Kathy Engelbert, she's immensely doesn't get the concept of having one person be the rock star and getting your... Don't worry about it, because if you treat her right, you'll be the person that has, and more shall be given. Don't worry about it. You'll get another player. You'll get whatever you need. Don't worry about it. You are worried about it. That's why all this crap is going on. Everybody is doing whatever they can to make her life miserable. And in fact, they're making their own lives miserable. Now, if I go to all the way to Adam Silver himself with the NBA, and when I told you that only President Donald Trump himself can save this, Adam Silver spoke very reverently about Caitlin Clark. But if you go back and listen to what he said, as a fan, I want her to be treated fairly. No, Adam. As the commissioner of the NBA, I insist that this nonsense stop and that refs don't pick on her specifically. End of story, all right? Now, Caitlin Clark is going to have to figure out how to... How can I say this? Oh, she's going to have to figure out how to protect herself health-wise. Tim Grover, and I'm going to read his book. I haven't read it yet, I'll confess that, but I am going to read what he had to say about how he treated MJ and Colby and Wade and everybody else that he has worked with, so that they would understand how to protect their health. Caitlin, I don't think that her moves, I thought about this for a long time. She does move, and she moves quickly from one direction to another. But I don't think that's hurting her, because she knows what she's doing. I think what's hurting her is when the opposing team decides to push her when she's not ready. That causes her to try to adjust quickly without even thinking about it, and she can hurt herself, and doubtless has. Okay, I'm sure that's where some of this comes from. So that could stop, but I don't think it's going to stop. I don't think they, I don't think they get it. I don't think they understand it. I don't think they want to understand it. And we got to understand this, people. You've got a group of people. Let's talk about, say, Kathy Engelbert. Why would she want a big increase so that they bring more people in to compete with her for power? Why is that helpful? She's already making big amount of money. She runs the risk that it would go away, that there's too many people watching what's happening to the money, that she doesn't get as much control of it as she has now. And that's the same for Kelly and the whole crew there, if you know what I'm saying. So just having more money is not the solution. You got to have the right attitude about it. And I appreciate yesterday when I did my message about the problems that Caitlin is having and why it's dangerous as it is. I appreciate all the comments that y'all made, and I tried to at least thank you for them. and give you a like there. But we need to get to the bottom of this. And I think that, and I am right now requesting that Donald Trump himself look at this. And he's the kind of person, whether you like him or not, he is our president. And he's not a guy that messes around. If he sees something that's wrong, he's going to take action to change it. And you might not agree that what he thinks is wrong, or that he's changing it the right way. He is going to take action. That's one thing about him. And so we just got to get him to see that this just isn't working, that WNBA, or for that matter, the NBA, is also in a dangerous situation. So here's what I'm recommending that Donald Trump do. One, that he set up a conference call with himself, Adam Silver, Kathy Engelbert, and perhaps, and this is would be really cool, Caitlin Clark's dad himself. I don't know if you heard what he had to say about, he's pretty upset. It's his daughter, and they're, ruining her career, ruining her health, and cheating, in a sense. It's the truth of the matter is that's what the refs are doing. And it's not just the refs. They're getting direction. And I can tell you for a fact, you know this already. The direction is coming from people like Kathy Engelbert herself, because she's scared to death of having Caitlin Clark be the one person that's bringing money in. She wants it to be more than one. Well, Kathy, don't worry about it. Treat her like visiting royalty, and you will find that all your problems will go away. There'll be someone else to come along and compete with her and share the audience. It will happen, but not if you cheat yourself out of it, because I told you it's a fractal. If you were listening, this is a fractal, and that 20% of the business is coming. 80% of the business is coming from 20%. And 20% is coming from 80%. And keep in mind that look what's happened. Caitlin Clark came on board with an audience behind her. What kind of an audience was this? People from the ghetto that couldn't get 2 nickels together and call it a dime? No, people from the Midwest that were paying the long dollar prices to go see her. You think that people that have that kind of money are stupid? If you've got a team and they're like, you're in LA or you're in Los Angeles, you're in Los Angeles or you're in New York or wherever you're from, it doesn't matter. Could be up in Minnesota, for God's sakes. It doesn't matter. If you can get people come to see Caitlin, they're going to recognize that this is their home, this is their team, and you're going to find yourself selling some tickets. So why not? Why let the refs do what they're doing to her? Because they're probably the biggest, well, that's what her brother said for sure. And I think that's exactly what's happened. And if you go to Tim Grover, and I just what I saw already from him and what he had to say, I really believe that the fact that she's being pushed around and stuff like that and losing her balance while they're doing it and trying to adjust quickly, that's a lot of what's causing her problems. And when that stops, would be nice. When I say we have a problem here, I mean it. The reason that the NBA has lost so many fans is because a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's just not as exciting, that the players don't hate each other enough. There are too many people giving each other hugs and shaking hands and all that sort of stuff. And that's just the reality of it. They want to see you hit your opponent with a chair. I'm joking, but the truth of the matter is that's there's a lot of truth to that, and that's one of the reasons I think that the WNBA has become so physical as they've seen what's happened to the NBA, and they don't have the audience to begin with to be able to, lose 10% of their audience. Well, they lost 50% because of Caitlyn. They don't seem to give a damn about that. But there you go. I wanted to mention a few of these things and get them out on the table, hear what you have to say. Let's continue the discussion. I'm going to go over some of the things you all brought to the table about Caitlyn in a future video, which will be coming here presently. God bless you all. Appreciate you. Hope you're having a great day, and that you do as they say, be blessed abundantly. There's that one lady that says that all the time. I like her. Okay, take care. See ya. Bye.